Well, shooters and reloaders out there, Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to you from the hot lead zone. And today's video is about the focus on our fine telescopic sights, whether it's side focus or whether it's adjustable objective focus. And this has to do with focusing for distance plus parallax adjustment. Now currently you'll see side focus features on many of the higher end telescopic sights now, and the ones you see military and law enforcement using is the side focus, and the scopes are very expensive high-end type of scopes, and so the thinking is that the side focus is more technologically advanced, superior, more convenient, better accuracy, better performance, this kind of thing, provided by the side focus. And one of the first things that we notice when we look at scopes that people have on their rifles, when they have side focus, we say, oh, you've got side focus too. This kind of thing, as if that were a plus for the scope. Well, when we use our eyepiece to focus, it's because it adjusts to our eyes to allow us to see the reticle clearly in spite of the distance that we're looking at. So that's the purpose of the eyepiece here, to get our eye properly focused to the scope's reticle. And the focus provided by the side focus and the adjustable objective is to focus for distance, the particular distance that we're looking at. And that's why the distance is graduated in yards or meters out to infinity. And the same thing out here in adjustable objective. If you have one of those, it has the numbers corresponding to the distance in yards, meters out to infinity. And if your scope is adjusted for the distance that you're looking at, then the parallax will be corrected. Well, what parallax is that when you look at the reticle and you move your eye from side to side, the reticle starts to move also. That is parallax error, and it will be more pronounced if the adjustment of the focus is not precise for the distance that you're at. If your focus for the distance that you're looking at, say you're shooting at 300 yards and your focus to 300 yards, the parallax will be minimal or zero. Now parallax is not as critical as commonly spoken, because if we keep our eyes centered, when the eye wants to be centered in the field of view, then the parallax is not going to be a problem. It's only a problem if the eye drifts left or right or up and down, and then that causes a parallax error to enter in. Now if your scope doesn't have adjustments in either location, that means that your scope has a fixed focus for image and also a fixed parallax, so the other distances will be compromises. This video is a counterpoint to the side focus being superior to adjustable objective focus. There are three basic problems to the side focus. One is that the side focus may have backlash. By that I mean you crank it to get focused and you've got to bring it back a little bit, or on some models you actually have to start at the end point and come back toward the focus distance. So that's one problem. Second problem is that the side focus is provided by a separate lens element in there that is separate from the other lens elements in addition, so that you lose some light transmission, you might lose some clarity. Not much, but you might lose some. So that's a second disadvantage. The third is cost. The side focus, if it's properly done or done nicely or done well, will raise the cost of the scope significantly. If the side focus is inexpensive in there, it may not add much to the cost, but then you get very poor performance. And then you have a slight disadvantage, which may not even be a disadvantage, and that is if you're a left-handed shooter, you have to take your finger off of the pistol grip, your hand off the pistol grip, in order to come over here and adjust the side focus and then bring it back to take the shot. If you're right-handed, the left hand can do that while the right hand stays on the pistol grip. That may not be a disadvantage really when you think about it. Now, of course, before we go on, rest assured there are no rounds, there are no loaded rifles in these videos. Anyway, the adjustable objective lens scope is a design that's been around for the last 50 years or so. And they use a ring out here that moves the objective lens to create the focus for distance and parallax adjustment. So this doesn't require extra lens elements in here. The movement of the lens takes care of the adjustment for focus. Notice that as the shooter is either on this side of the rifle or on the other side of the rifle, it doesn't matter. The adjustment of this ring is completely ambidextrous. And it can be accomplished either from below if your hand is able to create a U shape underneath a forend, can still grip that ring and move it while the hand is underneath, or by turning your hand over, you can simply make the adjustment this way or from the other side easily. Just as fast, and in fact the movement from infinity down to 100 yards is normally only about that far. So you can get that focus very quickly. There really isn't any loss of speed. Plus the shooter is normally reaching out here with the forward hand anyway, which is right where this objective lens is. So the reach is not a problem. Now the argument about having a side focus knob being convenient doesn't really hold any water, because when you reach forward there's always a knurling that you can feel with your fingers, and you know yourself which way you're going to be turning to go to higher or farther distance or shorter distance. You know that by knowing your scope. You got to know that with the side focus anyway. And as you make the adjustment, you see the image become clearer. When you've got the clarity you want, you've got the focus for distance, you've got the correction for parallax. It's all in the movement and in the vision of the scope. And that happens whether you got side focus or adjustable objective. They both works the same. So what you have is a simpler system with the adjustable objective. It's simpler, less elements in there, just as convenient and easy to use, lower cost, but one system is not any more superior than the other, and it really isn't any matter of convenience. So whatever works for the shooter is the best. So just think, shooters and reloaders out there, better would be autofocus, quick and silent, and that would be superior to any kind of manual adjustment of focus and parallax. Bye for now.